The artwork on this card with the Two of Swords suggests that this person can't stop watching you. They want to speak. They want to have a conversation. They are fascinated by the way that your mind works, your perspective on life and on love that they have seen through observation. Maybe they've heard other people speak well of you, and it's something like they want to come in closer and have more direct contact. They've never met anyone like you, but they are operating on stealth mode at this particular point in time because there's a sense of like the approach has to be very fine tuned. They can't approach you just like any ordinary connection, any ordinary crush, because they sense that people who are able to kind of capture your attention, that you open your heart or your life to, they are probably fundamentally changed. Now, whether that is for the better or for the worse, that all depends on how people treat you, the approach just taken. So this person is almost looking at you, like somebody that needs to be sort of handled delicately, but also somebody who is a living treasure, and only a fool would pass up an opportunity to get a front row seat to your life, or more especially to become a main character within what they see, not as a drama, but almost this epic of who you are as a person, how you are living your life. If they have heard things about you, it feels like there are some very outlandish rumors about you. You are larger than life to a lot of people, or maybe you've been through a lot of shit and a lot of people have like respect for you, or they've never seen anybody like you that can sort of like rise as the phoenix from the ashes again and again. And so this again is somebody that is like, okay, I want to get to know this person. I want a starring role in the show alongside them. And so it feels like in this energy of sort of watching and waiting, they are definitely chomping at the bit as far as that approach, as far as that conversation, as far as making their intentions known. We also have judgment. So this person senses that you are very anointed. You are highly favored and highly protected. And there's a sense that they're like, they can't figure out by who, or rather by what, seems to kind of walk alongside you. You have this haloed energy about your aura. It glistens, it glows, it sparkles in the sunlight almost. But beyond that, just on the peripheral of your own sort of energetic sphere, this is something that this person can sense, a presence or a collective of presences that isn't exactly angelic. It definitely wouldn't be described as demonic. It is probably something that is closer to the concept of a cosmic intelligence, but even that seems to be something that doesn't quite fit in the description of this otherness that seems to accompany you as you leave a trail of fairy dust in the lives of people that you touch, or in the ways in which you move through the world in a very magical capacity, even in the most ordinary and mundane of moments. So with those energies, it feels like this person is definitely somebody who is spiritually adept, spiritually advanced, spiritually aware. This is somebody who reads energies, can probably see auras, has an understanding of angels and demons and, interdimensional creatures, extraterrestrial beings, cryptozoology. All of these things might be part of kind of their niche interests. Something that it feels like they've had experiences with themselves. This is somebody that wants to like compare stories with you also. This is somebody that wants to pick your brain, wants to kind of see, what do you know? What do you resonate with? What are your experiences and belief systems? Because it's almost like whether you know it or not, this person is able to see and sense like you never walk alone. Even if you're in a solitary energy, you're out somewhere by yourself, you're just chilling, like you are always accompanied. And this is something that screams to this person, energetically speaking, that lets them know, again, kind of like approaching you should be done with like caution, care, and consideration. We also have the Four of Wands. So this person sees you as someone that they could have a very interesting partnership with, but they also recognize that at this particular point in time, this is somebody that is just kind of like a face in the crowd, or maybe somebody that you haven't met, you don't know very well. And so they have to have some sort of approach. They got to warm you up to the idea of them. It feels like this person with this energy of Four of Wands may have like a very similar energy to them. It could be sort of off-putting to people, that are not used to kind of encountering highly anointed individuals, highly protected individuals, people that have this kind of like otherworldly energy to them. It feels like this person is not everybody's cup of tea. This is the type of person that it's kind of like some people are very drawn to them at first, but then there may be something about this person that could almost be sort of like spooky for people that don't really understand or don't resonate with or aren't very kind of like tuned in or awakened or enlightened, to things outside of like the five senses and the mundane. And so it feels like this person has always been sort of like searching for that kindred spirit, that companion, not just someone that they can kind of compare ideas with, but somebody that is kind of like carrying that same vibration within themselves. It has been a dream and a desire to kind of find their other half, the yin to their yang or the yang to their yin, just depending on your gender and what you resonate with energetically speaking. And this person kind of senses or sees or has some sort of intuition. Maybe you are that person. Maybe I am so drawn to you in this like curiosity, this observation energy. I'm able to like pick up the vibe that you put off and something that is like this loud and clear signal about you that others may have taken note of, and it may not have been something that they sort of looked at fondly. It could have been sort of very curious, and unfortunately most people, when they encounter something that is unusual, that's out of the ordinary, the first instinct is to fear, to kind of run or push back. So this is somebody that has maybe been through experiences like that themselves in their life, and so they recognize that kind of similar energy, like the same kind of energy within you. So this is somebody, again, who's very fascinated to kind of like come in closer, get to know you, not just on like a surface level, but this is somebody that is very like very hopeful that it's like you can get into those kind of deeper topics or those sort of out there kind of topics, that you might be the kind of person that gets the lingo, you understand what they're talking about. Maybe you can help sort of provide answers or explain certain things, kind of, compare experiences, have somebody to sort of relate to, whether this is a connection where you hit it off and romance develops, or it's just kind of like, a spiritually based friendship. There's a sense of almost kind of like, I would be an idiot to pass up an opportunity to get in closer, to kind of like let you into my world or to my world perspective, and to kind of play my cards right and hopefully get access to kind of like that inner sanctum within you as well. So the secret admirer is definitely admiring very heavily at this particular point in time, and these energies, especially this Four of Wands, definitely indicates that this person is not just going to sit on the bench and watch. They're not just going to sit there kind of starstruck in awe and sort of taking in this very powerful energy that you have as a person. This is somebody that wants to come in close. They want to get to know you. They want to have direct exchanges with you. And they're very hopeful that romance can be kind of the result of this effort towards you. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. Like or comment to claim these energies. Subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more content that I put out here. Don't forget to hit the bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link for that below. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.